All right, let's start in a comfortable seated position. Easy seat, Sukhasana, or any seat that feels good and comfortable in your body and lets you sit up nice and tall. So take a second to find your way there. Wiggle into your seat, soften your shoulders down. And then once you feel like you're there, maybe just close your eyes for a moment or soften your gaze, staring just down at the floor so that your eyelids can be a little bit soft and heavy. And give yourself a moment or two here just to let your mind and your body come to your mat. And then once you feel like you've started to find that settling in feeling, just tune in for your physical body and just notice if there's any little wiggles or adjustments that need to be made. Take a moment to do those things so you feel really comfortable in your seat. And then start to find a nice tall spine, head, heart, hips all in line, shoulders softening down away from your ears, and just a sense of lightness in your arms and your hands. So just let them hang softly and gently down. Soften your fingers, soften your palms. And then see if you can kind of find that softness up into your shoulders and the muscles that run along your neck and down into your shoulders. See if you can let those muscles get soft. And then see if you can invite a sense of softness through the front of your chest and your collarbones. And then once you've created that sense of softness in that upper part of your body, start to notice the physical action of your breath there. So no need to force or change the breath, but just start to tune in and notice. Notice the gentle movement of your skin, of your muscles, of your bones as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And then before we take our focus just a little deeper into our breath, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Nice. And then with that intention set, bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And we're just going to focus a little deeper on the breath. So as you inhale, think about filling your lungs up. Nice, full, deep breath, allowing a softness or an expansion in the belly as you breathe in. And then exhale, let your shoulders soften just a little bit and let all of your air go. Inhale a nice full breath, fill your lungs up, let your belly expand. Exhale and let all of that air go. One more focused breath here. And then we're going to start to find our way into a box breathing or 4-part breath. So we're going to inhale for the count of 4. We'll retain the breath for the count of 4. Exhale for the count of 4, and then retain your exhale for the count of 4. But if any variation of count works better for you, just make sure you're not gasping for air or struggling too hard to retain your breath. So with a soft gentleness, hand on your heart, hand on your belly, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 2 more cycles of breath, going all the way through, but just find your own count and your own rhythm. Eyes closed or soften your gaze and just tune in. Notice your count, notice your breath. And then once you've completed your cycles of breath, let your hands find your knees, gently resting there, and then just start to move gently with your breath. Inhale and lift your chin up to the sky. Exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest. Keep your shoulders down and back. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. Bring your head to a neutral position, and then we're going to start to drop the ear side to side. So ear to shoulder, head to center, ear to the other shoulder, head to center. And then just take that 2 more times on each side, just letting your ear drop towards your shoulder, bringing your head to center with control, and then over to the other side, and just noticing how the side of your neck feels. Nice. And then the next time your head comes back to that neutral space, start to find a little turn of your head side to side, just looking over one shoulder and then looking the other way. Beautiful. Take one more time each side, or even yourself out. And then as your head comes to neutral, left hand's going to find the ground, right hand's going to reach up. Take a nice big side bend. Awesome. Float that hand on, take it to the other side. Left hand reaches up, right hand touches down. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. We're going to bring both palms to the heart center and then start to rub your palms together. Bring a little bit of warmth, a little fire into your palms. And then once your palms feel nice and warm, we're going to cup them gently around the left knee. So you're just going to rotate slightly, find your left knee, cup your hands around your knee, take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. As you rotate back to center, palms come together, fire up your palms, get them nice and good and warm. And then once your hands feel like they're nice and good and warm, you're going to rotate slightly towards your right knee, cup your hands around your right knee, close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Beautiful. Bring it back to center, palms together, fire up your palms. Once your palms feel nice and good and hot, you're going to find your bony hip points. So just those little protruding hip bones, cup your hands around your hips, close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Awesome. One last time, bring those hands together, fire up your palms, get them nice and good and hot. This time we're going to give ourselves a little hug. So once your palms feel nice and good and hot, you're just going to hug them around, find your shoulders, Close your eyes down for a moment, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice deep breath in, nice slow breath out. Beautiful. And then gently lift your head up, release your hands, lean back just a little bit into your sits bones, then swing your legs out. Nice giant bend in the knees, super wide position of the legs, and then just start to drop those knees side to side. Take the time here to tune in and notice. How do your knees feel? How do your hips feel? How does your back feel? How does your belly feel? Nice. One more little rock of the knees side to side. And then we're going to step the feet forward just a little bit. Keep that super wide position of the legs. Grab your knees so you can rearrange your sits bones, and then just let your belly and your chest drape over your thighs. Let your hands find whatever handhold feels comfortable. So maybe the toes, maybe the floor, whatever the case may be. And then just give a second to settle into the shape. Let your back body round. Soften the back of your neck. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to slowly walk yourself back up and step your feet slightly wider and heels a little bit closer. We're going to come back to that rocking of the knees side to side, but if you can, find a hands-free position. So think about rocking your knees side to side, rolling over onto one hip. And you might notice you might move a little bit towards the front end of your mat. Take one more little turn side to side, and then the next time you come to the right, stay there. We're going to let the knees drop down, rotate your torso, so hands are going to kind of walk behind you. Think about lifting your chest, lift your gaze, take a nice big breath. Awesome, and then start to unwind and take it over to the other side. Knees are going to drop over to the left, hands are going to rotate behind you. Think about lifting your chest, lift your gaze, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bring it back to center. And then you're just going to scoot your butt back so your butt finds the middle of your mat. Soles of the feet are coming together into a butterfly position. And then we're going to take our thumbs to the insteps of the feet. Open your feet up like a book. So blade edges of the feet are going to keep hugging together. Outer edges or the insteps of the feet are pulling apart from each other. And then once you find that little bit of space, start to lean your heart forward just a little bit. And then inhale, come right back up. Exhale, lean your heart forward. Inhale and come right back up. Beautiful. One more, just like that. Exhale and lean your heart forward. Inhale and come up. Keep your left foot in. Send your right leg out nice and long, but we're going to keep a nice generous bend in the knee. Take a nice big breath. Reach up. Think about pulling the belly up and over. Exhale, reach towards your foot. Does not matter if you touch your foot. And then let your fingertips find the floor. Press into the fingertips, pull the ribs back, pull your abdominal muscles in, drag your fingers as you pull your way up. And then we're going to lean back into the sits bones and switch. Right foot's going to come in, left leg is going to extend out. We're going to keep a nice generous bend in that knee. Inhale, think about lifting up and over. Exhale, reaching towards your foot. Hands are going to find the floor. Press into the fingertips, pull the abdominal muscles in, pull the ribs back as you drag the fingers. Nice. And then from here, lean back into your sits bones, swing that leg around and find your way into a tabletop position. Knees in line with the hips, wrists in line with the shoulders. And we're going to take it right into the fingers and the wrists to start. So you're going to start by making a nice little claw hand with your right hand, fingertips pressing into the earth and creating a little bit of a crooked tabletop position here. Take a moment to just think about drawing that right shoulder up and back as you plant nice and firm into your left hand, and then turn your head, gaze down at the floor, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then release your right hand. Left hand's going to find that claw hand, those tall piano fingers, pressing into the fingertips, pressing your left shoulder up, pressing your right hand down, gaze down between your thumbs, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then release your left hand. So both hands down on the ground. Take your table, draw it in circles, go in one direction. And then take your table and draw it in circles, go the other way. Awesome. And then bring your table back to stillness. Pick up your right hand, turn your hand like you're turning a doorknob. Fingertips are going to point toward your knee. And then once you found a good, comfortable position for that hand, press into the palm, pause for a minute, just notice your wrist, notice your forearm. Cool. And then if all feels good, you're going to start to peel back a little bit. Pull your hips back, peel the palm up all the way to the fingers, get a good stretch all the way through the hand. Give your hand a little shake and then reset it. Take it to the other side. Pick up your left hand, turn your fingertips toward your knee, find a good position, and then pause for a moment. Notice your wrist and your forearm. Awesome. And then pull your hips back, peel your hand away from the floor. Once you get all the way to the fingertips, give it a good shake and then reset it down. Nice. Now we're going to come back to the right hand with our tall piano fingers. We're going to claw into the fingertips. Left hand is going to stay flat on the floor. Curl your toes under. And now we're going to pull the knees up away from the floor. Find a little strength in your fingers and your wrists. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Reset your knees down, release your toes. Right hand comes flat on the ground. Left hand comes up into that tall piano fingers or that claw hand. Curl your toes under, lift your knees up away from the floor. Beautiful. Release your knees back down, release your toes, release your fingers. Nice. And now we're going to take both hands into our piano fingers. So right hand claw, left hand claw. Start there. Notice how that feels. That might be enough. You might be working pretty hard here. If it feels good and you think you have the strength, you're going to curl your toes under, pull your knees up away from the floor. Hold it just as long as you can, keeping that nice good strength in the fingers. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release your toes, come into puppy pose. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Make some space for your shoulders and just let everything soften here. Let your chest and your forehead melt down and take a couple nice deep breaths. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly start to come back up into your tabletop position, wrists in line with the shoulders, moving right into scrape the peanut butter jar. So we're going to drop the belly, pull the ribs over to one side, circle those ribs around, and then take them in the other direction. Just really taking those ribs in a nice big circle, smoothing all of that movement out, noticing your abdominal muscles here, noticing your back, noticing your shoulders. Great. Take one more circle around in this direction, and then we're going to go the other way. So belly drops down, ribs pull over to one side, rounding the back, and then over to the other side, and then just start to smooth that out, circling around, just as big or as small as feels good to you. Awesome. One more circle around in this direction. And then bring it all back to center, nice neutral spine, big toes together, knees together. Pull your butt back to your heels, take a little child's pose here. Arms extend out in front of you, lengthen through the fingertips, soften the back of your neck, take a nice big breath. Cool, from here, we're gonna swim the hands back. Palms are gonna face upward, and then we're gonna take it into a little bit of an airplane situation here. So as you inhale, you're going to engage the back body muscles, reach through the fingertips, lift your chest away from your thighs, and then exhale, soften back down, rounding your upper back body. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Beautiful. Now, hands are going to find the low back. We're going to think about pressing into the tops of the toes and the tops of the shins. As you inhale, you're going to lift up into a high kneel position. Arms are going to reach up to the sky, look to the sky. And then as you exhale, sit your butt back to your heels. Hands are going to find the low back. Awesome. Inhale and lift up into that high kneel position. Arms reach up, look to the sky. Exhale to bring it back, butt back to the heels, hands to the low back. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to sit your butt back to your heels. Hands find the low back. Nice. And then float your hands forward. Come into your tabletop position. Walk your knees back out so that they're in line with your hips. And then we're going to slide the right leg out. Toes curled under. Rock yourself forward and back. Awesome. Now, the next time your shoulders come in line with the wrist, stay in that nice stable table. Right leg is extended out. We're going to lift the leg up straight from the hip, and then we're going to keep it straight out, but we're just going to bend the knee. So hinge from the knee, bring your heel toward your butt, and then send your heel back out. Beautiful. Bend your knee, bring your heel in toward your butt, and send it back out. One more just like that. Bend the knee, bring the heel in toward your butt. Awesome. Send it back out. And now we're going to find a slight bend in the knee and start to circle the knee. Go in one direction. And then circle your knee the other way. Awesome. Set that leg down. Left leg is going to slide back, toes curled under, rock yourself forward and back. Nice. And then the next time your shoulders come in line with your wrist, lift that left leg up. Beautiful. Bend that knee, heel comes in towards the butt, and then send the heel back out. Nice. Bend the knee, bring the heel in, and send it back out. One more just like that. Bend the knee, bring the heel in. Beautiful. Send it back out. And then bend the knee a little bit, and then draw the knee in circles. Circle in one direction. And then circle your knee the other way. Nice. And then set that knee down, hovering table, curl both sets of toes under, pick your knees up, firm up your center, find a steady breath here, check your wrist, make sure it all feels good. One more breath. Lower your knees, keep your toes curled under, pull your butt back to your heels, get a little stretch to the bottoms of the feet and the toes. One more breath here. When you're ready, start to lift back up into tabletop position. We're going to step the right foot forward so that we find a little lunge here. Once you've found your lunge, you're just going to lift up, make sure everything feels like it's in a good arrangement. Knee is going to be pointing fairly forward, hands to your hips. We're going to lean forward just a little bit. Your knee might go past your big toe. That's okay. Make sure it just feels like a safe maneuver. Lean forward, pull yourself back, lean forward, pull yourself back, toe heel your feet out. So it's about 45 degrees out, or finding the corner of your mat, and then bend it in, nice, and then bring it back in. Bend and lean forward, and then bring it back in. One more just like that. Awesome. And then toe heel the foot out to the side, just as wide as it likes to go. Hips are still facing forward. Bend and bring it out. Pull it back in. Bend and bring it out. Pull it back in. Bend and bring it out. Pull it back in, keep that knee out, and then think side angle. Right elbow is going to find the knee, left hand's going to reach up alongside the ear, take a little side bend here, pull that top thumb back, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Nice. And now we're going to think extended side angle. So we're going to slip that elbow off the knee, let the fingertips find the floor. Back of the arm is pressing into the inner thigh. Draw that top shoulder back, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Wonderful. And then strong with your side body, lift yourself back up, toe heel that foot all the way back to the front edge of your mat. Hands are going to come down to the ground. We're going to walk that back leg back just a little bit, so we come a little deeper into that low lunge, and then take 3 half splits here. Pull the hips back and then rock yourself forward. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, step that right foot back into your tabletop position. Bop your hips a little bit side to side just to kind of soothe everything out. And then we're going to take all of that to the other side. So left foot's going to step forward. We're going to find that lunge, lifting yourself up. Make sure everything feels good. Hands to your hips. Lean yourself out just a little bit and then draw it back in. Nice. Lean forward and bring it back. Lean forward and bring it back. Beautiful. Toe heel it out about 45 degrees. And then away we go, leaning out and bringing it in. Lean out and in. Last one here. Nice. And then walk it out to the side, just as wide as feels good. Lean it out and in, out and in. Last one. Keep the leg out. Bring your left elbow to your knee, right hand's gonna reach up, take that nice big side bend. Top thumb is gonna pull back, gaze up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then if it feels good, you're gonna think about slipping the elbow off the knee. So the back of the hand is gonna wedge against the inner thigh. Top shoulder pulls back, gaze up towards the ceiling, nice big breath. Cool, and then really strong side body. Lift yourself up with control. Toe heel that foot back to the front edge of your mat. Hands to the ground, walk that back knee back so you find that lower lunge, and then rock yourself forward and back into your half splits and forward into that low lunge. Beautiful, 2 more just like that. Nice, and then when you're ready, step that front foot back into your tabletop position, bop your hips a little bit side to side, and now we're gonna bring the big toes together, knees to the outer edges of the mat, come to your extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels, belly, chest, and forehead soften down, arms out nice and long, or if you want a little bit of sensation in the triceps, you're gonna bring the prayer hands together behind your head. Take one more breath here. If your prayer hands are behind your head, go ahead and gently release them down. We're going to sit back onto our heels. So we're going to walk ourselves up and in so that we can sit up nice and tall. We're going to make our nice claw hands grab hold of the knees, and we're going to take 3 lions breath here. So we're going to think about drawing the shoulders together. Heart opens up just a little bit. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, you'll stick out your tongue, look to your third eye, and just let out a little sound. So take your nice big breath in, exhale, and let it all out. Nice big breath in. Exhale, let it all out. One more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, float your way forward into your tabletop position with your knees out super wide. Swing your toes out to meet the knees. So in that wide configuration with your base, right hand's going to come underneath your nose. Left hand's going to reach up to the sky. And then see if you can reach that left hand behind you, finding the right hip crease. And then think about pulling that top shoulder up and back. Look up towards the sky and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then release your left hand, swim it around and down underneath your nose. Right hand's going to reach up to the sky. If it feels good, you're going to take that right hand, reach it behind you, maybe finding your left hip crease, drawing that top shoulder up and back, looking up towards the ceiling and finding your breath again. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, releasing that hand down. Both hands are going to find the outer edges of your mat. So knees are super wide, hands are super wide. Curl your toes under, find a wide downward facing dog here. Lifting your butt up, making some space for your shoulders, bending your knees just as much as you like. And then just giving a second to settle into the shape. Notice your breath here. Cool. From here, we're going to walk our hands to meet our feet. So we're going to come towards the back edge of the mat. With that nice wide position of the feet, we're going to turn the toes out slightly. So toes are going to turn out to the left and to the right. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up to a 5-pointed star. Extend your arms out nice and wide. Reach through the fingertips. Lift from the soles of the feet. And then from here, we're going to sink into a little goddess squat. So we're going to think about bending the knees, sink your butt down, pull your elbows down into that cactus or goalpost position. Think about squeezing in between the shoulder blades just a little bit. So we open through the heart space, lift your chin, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Reach back up. We're going to pivot the heels. So toes are going to be pointing forward. Reach forward, hinge from your waist, come to that halfway point. Stay at that half forward fold. We're going to pull the elbows back, cactus the arms, a little tiny lift of the chest, and then reach those hands back right alongside your ears. Keep that nice strong back, pull the elbows back, a tiny lift of the chest. Beautiful. Reach your hands forward. One more just like that. Pull the elbows back. Nice. And then reach your hands out, bend your knees, float your hands down to the ground. walk yourself back into your downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward, walk your feet in. And then once you found your way there, take a few petals of the legs. Nice, 1 or 2 more petals of legs here. And then when you're ready, you're gonna look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a little ragdoll fold at the top of the mat. Feet about hip or shoulder distance apart. Nice generous bend in the knees. Make some space for yourself here. And then let everything dangle. Head nice and heavy, arms nice and heavy. Notice your breath. Taking 1 or 2 more moments here, but we're going to lift our hands away from the floor and see if you can clasp your hands and just bring them to the back of your neck. Like you're trying to make a little basket weave around the back of your neck, a little traction here. So we're going to let the weight of our hands cup gently around the back of the neck and then take another dangle here. Let your spine soften. Let the weight of your hands just kind of pull you into a little bit of traction. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths here. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, gently release your hands back down towards the floor. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Slowly and mindfully roll up to a standing position. Take your time as you come on up. And then as you come up, just give a second. Get yourself all sorts of situated. Find a nice even stance. And then we're going to just do a little bit of qigong, a little energetic work. So we're going to take our hands and gently pat down the outsides of the legs, pat all the way down, pat across the tops of your feet, pat yourself up the insides of the legs, find your belly, give your belly a little rub. And then we'll do that again. Pat down the outsides of the legs, across the tops of the feet, up the insides of the legs, to your belly, give your belly a little rub. One more just like that. Pat down the outsides of the legs, across the tops of the feet, up the insides of the legs, to your belly, give your belly a little rub. And now we're going to make a light fist. So think about just making your tiger paw, curling the fingers in. And with that light little fist, you're going to pat up side body and down again, up your side body and down again, up your side body, down again, and then take it to the other side. Make your little tiger paw, pat up the side body and down, up the side body and down, up your side body and down. Nice. And now a little pat up the arm. So we're going to pat up the outside of the arm and down the in. Take a few times up and down. A nice gentle pat. So it should feel stimulating, but not like you're hurting yourself. Beautiful. One more time up and down on this side, and then take it over to your other arm. Pat up the outside of the arm and down the in. Nice. One more time up and down, and then let it all go. Give your arms a little shake. Let your arms just kind of hang soft and loose at your side. Pause just for a moment. Notice your body. Notice your skin. Notice your breath. Beautiful. Right hand's going to find your thigh. Left hand's going to reach up. Take a nice gentle side bend, just leaning over to the right. Lift it all back up. Left hand's going to find the thigh. Right hand's going to reach up. Lean over to the left. Beautiful. Both hands are going to reach up above your head like you're holding a beach ball. Exhale, sink into a little chair. Inhale and rise back up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, rise up. And this time, think about lifting the hips forward, lifting the arms up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Hips come forward slightly. Arms lift. Lift your gaze. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, rise up. Hips come forward. Heart lifts. Beautiful. One more just like that. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale, rise up. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Float your hands down at your sides. Come back to your mountain pose. Find a little lift through the soles of the feet. Lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step the right foot back, come into a warrior two position. So the heel's going to drop down, toes turn out. Right hand is going to pick you up. And then give a second to find your way here. Make sure your legs feel good. Nice even weight in both legs. Ribs in line with the hips. Arms extend out to shoulder height. Gaze past your left hand and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. From here, we're going to move with the breath. As you inhale, you're going to straighten the front leg, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend that front knee, bring your arms back down. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend and bring it back down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. And now we're going to take it into a side angle. Left elbow is going to find the knee. Ribs are going to lift away from the thigh. Top arm is going to reach up alongside your ear. Maybe you pull the thumb back, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. From here, lift back up into your warrior two position. We're going to straighten the front leg, pivot the toes out so both toes are pointing to the right side of your mat. And now we're going to take it into a fold. Come to that halfway point with a nice flat back, and then soften your knees, float your hands down to the ground. Take a little bit of a rock side to side. So just little gentle side lunges here. Nice. One more each side. And then we're going to toe heel the feet out just a little bit wider than they are. Just to a point that feels comfortable. You should still be able to stand really nice and strong. Right hand is going to come underneath your nose. Left hand's going to reach up for a little twist. Beautiful. Left hand comes down. Right hand reaches up for a little twist. Nice. Bring that hand down, and then both hands are going to walk through the legs past your heels, reaching through the fingertips. Head's going to soften down towards the ground. Take a nice big breath. Cool. And then keeping your head in this down position, can you walk your hands forward just a little bit? And then I want you to feel where the floor is, and then feel where the crown of your head is. And just notice how much distance is between your head and the floor. Just taking a little inventory. And then when you're ready, walk yourself forward slightly, toe heel your feet back into that original distance for your warrior two. Soften your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a standing position. Left toes are going to turn towards the top edge of your mat. Float back into your warrior two position, bend that front knee, arms extend out, gaze past your left hand, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel, come into a little lunge. Awesome. And then plant your palms, step right back to a down dog. Nice. Shoot forward into a bit of a plank, and then right away, bring your knees down to the ground, lower gently onto your belly. 3 low cobras here. Inhale to lift your heart up. Exhale to soften down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to soften down. One more just like that. Inhale and lift up. Exhale to soften down. Push your way up into a tabletop position, and then back to a child's pose. Big toes together, knees together. Pull your butt back to your heels. Reach through your arms, energy through your fingers. Soften the back of your neck. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift up into a tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Exhale up to a downward facing dog. Look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Pause here in this nice tall standing position. Shift your weight slightly onto your left foot. We're just going to peel the right heel up. Big toe is going to stay on the ground. Notice your center here. Lift a little taller through the top of your head. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then float that heel down. Shift your weight slightly onto your right foot. Peel your left heel up. Big toe stays on the ground. Firm up your center. Lift up through the top of your head. Get just a little taller. Nice. And then float that heel down. Find your mountain pose again. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left leg is going to step back, finding warrior two to the other side. The heel's going to drop down, toes turn out. Left hand is going to pick you up. And then give a second just to find your way here. Evenly distribute your weight. Ribs in line with your hips. Arms extending out. Gaze past your front hand. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to move with the breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend and bring it back down. Inhale and straighten up. Exhale, bend and bring it down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down into side angle. Right elbow is going to find the knee. Ribs pull away from the thigh. Top hand reaches up. Maybe you pull the thumb back, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Strong legs, strong side body. Lift your way back up. We're going to straighten that front knee. Turn the toes out to the left side of the mat. Soften your knees. Bend it down. Hands are going to find the ground. And then take a couple of side lunges here. Now from here, we're going to toe heel the feet out as wide as you can, as wide as you like. Think about how we've just tested the water to see where the crown of the head was compared to the floor, and see if you can find a slightly wider configuration so that you can bend your elbows and then let the crown of your head find the floor here. Everything should still be supported. Hands should help support the weight of your head and your neck. So no pressure on your head. Make sure that your head and your neck feel safe and comfortable here. Take one more breath here. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, start to lift your head up away from the ground, walk your hands forward, toe heel your feet back into a wide stance, but a comfortable position. Right hand's going to come underneath your nose. Left hand's going to reach up for a little twist. Nice. Left hand comes down. Right hand's going to reach up for a little twist. Beautiful. Both hands are going to find the ground. You're going to bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Lift up through a 5-pointed star. Extend your arms out. Beautiful. And then soften your arms back down. Pivot your front toes. Bend that front knee. Come through your warrior 2 position. Nice. And then spin your hands down to the ground. Pivot on your back heel. Come into your lunge. Lovely. Plant your palms. Step back to a plank. Right away, bring your knees down. Lower gently onto your belly. Once you found your way down, just give a second to shake out your bum, wiggle out your heels. We're going to bend the right knee, hug your heel in toward your butt. See if you can reach back, catch hold of that foot, and then hug your heel in toward your butt. Rotate so your heart forward and your gaze is forward. Beautiful. One more breath here. Gently release that foot. Let it float back down to the ground. Take it to the other side. Bend your left knee. Hug the heel in towards your butt. Reach your left hand back. See if you can catch hold of that foot. If you can, you're hugging the heel in towards your butt, and then heart rotates forward, gaze is forward. Nice. And then when you're ready, release that foot with control, gently lowering it back down. One cobra here, nice and high. So hands alongside the shoulders, elbows soften at the ribs. Inhale, lift your heart just as high as you like. Exhale to lower yourself back down. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Knees going to come in line with the hips, and then we're going to take it into a camel position from here. So hands are going to find the hips, find that nice tall kneeling position. Bring your hands into your back pockets, hips come forward, heart lifts up, chin either tucks to the chest or head drops back, whichever feels like a more comfortable position. If you feel like your back bend is there this morning and you're feeling like you want to go deep into it, you're going to curl both sets of toes under so your heels lift, and then maybe float your hands down to find your heels. If you've got your heels, hips come forward, heart lifts up, head either tucks in or drops back, whichever feels more comfortable. Take one big breath here. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift yourself back up with control, float your way back into a tabletop position and back to scraping the peanut butter jar. Drop your belly, pull the ribs to one side, round the back, smooth that out, circle around 2 more times in this direction. Awesome. And then when you're ready, take it the other way. Circle your ribs around. One more circle around in this direction. And then as you come to neutral, curl your toes under, exhale up to a downward facing dog. Right leg is going to lift up into 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, let your hip roll open. Beautiful. Float that leg down, take it to the other side. Left leg is going to lift up, bend the knee, let the hip roll open. Nice, and then float that foot down to the ground. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, press your palms together, elbows wide, shift your weight over to your left foot, peel your right heel up. And then when you feel ready, pick your knee up away from the floor. If it feels good, reach your hands forward, catch hold of the knee, hug it in towards your chest. Release that foot back down to the ground, hands come back to heart center, shift your weight over to your right foot, peel your left heel up, lift the foot away from the floor. If it feels good, hands are going to find that knee, pull it up into the chest. Nice, and then gently float that foot down to the ground. We're going to step the right leg across the left, line up your pinky toes, and then walk yourself down, maybe to the thigh, maybe to the knee, maybe to the shins, maybe your hands soften toward your toes. Take a nice big breath here. Awesome, come up nice and slow. Unwind your legs and then take it to the other side. Left leg is going to step across the right, line up your pinky toes, walk yourself down. Just as far as you like, maybe the thighs, maybe the knees, maybe the shins, maybe the toes. Beautiful, and then bring yourself back up nice and slow. And now we're going to step our feet out super wide. So our heels are going to find the outer edges of our mat. Toes are going to be turned out to the left and to the right. Take a nice big breath, reach up. Exhale, sink into a little goddess squat. Pull the tailbone down. Knees are going to draw out towards the pinky toes. Pull the shoulder blades in towards each other. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. Lifting up, we're going to take our little funky grip. So we're going to wrap our hands around. Keep your hips pointing forward. Circle your ribs in one direction. Circle your ribs the other way. Beautiful. Unlace your hands, float your hands down to the ground. Bend your knees a lot as you come on down, and then start to rock a little bit side to side. And then when you feel good and ready, sink your butt nice and low into that malasana or that nice low squat. So tailbone drawing towards the earth. And then we're going to get a little engaged here. So we're going to bring the prayer hands together, push the elbows into the inner thighs, and then see if you can pull the inner thighs away from the elbows and keep that nice engagement. So knees are stayed drawing out, but now the buttocks and the outer hips are kind of engaged to help pull the knees out. Take one more breath there in that engagement. Nice, and then bring those elbows back in, soften a little bit, let your elbows help you. Press the elbows into the inner thighs, get just a little bit taller here. Nice, and then set your butt down onto the ground. Feet come into cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. Thumbs to the insteps. Peel your feet open like a book. Blade edges of the feet stay together. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, lean your heart forward. Inhale and lift back up. Exhale and lean forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lean forward, and this time go just as far as you like. Fold yourself over to your depth or to your edge, and then find a little softness. You can release your hold from your feet, soften your arms, soften your back body. Notice your back, notice your knees, notice your hips, make sure everything feels comfortable. Nice, and then when you're ready, nice and easy, lift yourself back up. We're gonna keep the left leg in, extending the right leg out. Hips are gonna stay facing forward. Take a nice big breath, reach up and over. Exhale and reach toward your foot. Beautiful. Lift yourself back up. We're going to pick that left knee up and then rotate to the left. So your right arm is going to wrap around that left knee. Left hand is going to come behind you. Think about getting nice and tall here. Take a nice big breath. One more breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, unwind. And we're going to take all of that to the other side. So left leg is going to extend out, right foot's going to come in, knee is turned out, hips facing forward. Take a nice big breath, reach up and over, exhale and reach towards your foot. Come up nice and slow. We're going to pick that right knee up. Left hand is going to wrap around, catch hold of that knee. Right hand comes behind you, plant that hand so you find that nice tall lifted spine, and then take 3 nice big breaths here. Awesome. When you're ready, nice and easy, unwind, send both legs nice and long, wiggle out your toes, wiggle out your ankles, bounce out your knees, and then scoot your butt forward, curl your tailbone under, roll your way down to the ground. Awesome. Once you found your way here, we're going to take it right into a figure 4. So right leg is going to come across the left, 3 times hands free. We're just going to inhale, lift the left leg up, exhale, lower it back down. Inhale and lift up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Now we're going to take it into a figure 4 twist. So we're going to drop that right foot over to the left. Let it come all the way down to the ground. Right arm can extend out at your shoulder. Left hand might want to find the inner thigh and gently press the knee open. Only to a safe and comfortable position. Noticing the top of the thigh, the outer edge of the hip. Take a couple of nice big breaths. Take one more breath. If your hand is on the inner thigh, gently release it. Pull those knees back to center. We're going to lift the left leg up, and this time thread your hands through, maybe finding the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, and then hugging it into your comfort level, going just as far as feels good, making sure that your shoulders are soft and you're breathing comfortably. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully release. Stepping your right leg off the left, pause just for a moment. Notice how one side feels a little different than the other. And then when you're ready, set yourself up to the other side. Left leg comes across the right. Hands free to start. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale and lift up. Exhale and lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, figure 4 twist. So we take that left foot and drop it over to the right. Let the foot find the ground. Left arm opens out wide. Right hand finds the inner thigh. Gently press the inner thigh open only if that feels good to you. Awesome. And then when you're ready, releasing your hand from the inner thigh if it's there, floating the legs back to center, picking the right leg up, and this time threading through, grabbing the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, and then drawing it into your comfort level. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully release, stepping your left foot off the right. Both feet are going to find the ground, and then we're going to stomp our feet. So you're just going to start to do a little march with your feet and really just sort of smack your feet on the ground, get a nice little temper tantrum going here, really stimulating the bottoms of the feet, finding a little bit of movement out of the hip flexors, a little bit of vibration as your feet stamp on the ground, and then just tuning in. Notice, make sure your back feels comfortable with this movement. Take 1 or 2 more good stomps of the feet, and then we're going to float the legs up towards the ceiling into legs up the wall. So just lift your legs up, let your tailbone soften, let your belly soften, soften your knees, soften your ankles. And then once you've got yourself in a nice position, take a moment here just to notice your feet. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully float your feet back down to the ground, and then ask your body where would be your best Shavasana. Would it feel good to come into constructive rest, into reclined cobbler's pose, out into your traditional Shavasana shape, or any other variation that might feel nice to you? Take a second to find your way there, and then give your body a moment to settle in. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Become aware of the floor beneath you and notice your breath. And then when you feel ready, gently start to reawaken your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe turn your head side to side. Any other bit of movement that feels good to you here. Maybe taking a big good morning stretch like a yawn. And then in your own way, at your own time, start to find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Come up in any way that feels good to you. Nice. And then just take a second to kind of wiggle into your sits bones. Find that nice tall lifted spine. We're going to bring those hands together right away. Fire up your palms, get them nice and good and hot. Well, once your hands feel nice and good and hot, you're just going to find one knee, gently cup your hands around your knee, close your eyes, take a nice big breath. Bring it back to center, fire up those hands, get them nice and good and hot. Find your other knee, gently cup your hands around your knee, close your eyes down, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Bring those hands back to center. Fire up those palms. Get them nice and good and hot. Once your hands feel nice and good and hot, find your hip bones. Close your eyes. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Clap those hands together one last time. Fire up your palms. We're going to get them nice and good and hot, hotter than they were for your knees or for your hips. Get them as hot as you can get them. Really get some friction going in those palms. You might even feel your shoulders fire up just a little bit. And then once you feel like your palms are good and super hot, give yourself a nice big hug. Pull the shoulders down. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Round your back body. Tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice big breath. Gently lift your way back up. Releasing your hug, stacking your hands right on top of your heart. Close your eyes down. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Take another big inhale, and as you exhale, allow your shoulders to soften and think about just letting go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your day. Gently lift up to the top of your head. Gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Thursday.